What's up, gamers? It's your host, Cobra, and today we've got a video on The Watch. So first things first, what is Frontier or The Watch? It is a community-driven online PvP game that's going to be holding global competitions. It kind of has two names. The Discord is called The Watch. The main character is the Watcher, and he's a mysterious entity that is lost in space. The game itself is called Frontier or Missing Frontier. That piece has been a little bit confusing, but I typically call it The Watch. That seems to be the most common name that's used today. And it is a really interesting project. I say interesting because the way that they're rolling things out is a little bit different. It's not exactly what I would tell you is ideal. However, they have absolutely won me over, and I am all in on this game now. So why am I hooked? Well, there's a couple of primary reasons. First of all, this game looks incredible. The graphics, the trailers, the NFTs, even the website, it's just put together really, really well. The graphic artists that are working on this are something special and as good as anything else that we've seen in the market today, including Mechaverse. That means that from a collectability standpoint, these NFTs should hold up pretty well. But on top of that, it's a play-to-earn game, or at least it's going to be a game in the future. That is the end goal. And that means that we're going to be able to win things. We're going to be able to do different types of item crafting and upgrading to improve our characters, increase their value. There's going to be a bunch of different ways to make money in this game. And if the pre-launch pricing of the NFTs is any indication, this could absolutely be one of the more lucrative games that comes out when it does finally launch. That said, they are anonymous, at least so far. I have heard from secondary sources that the team will be revealed over time. And quite honestly, that fits their MO with how they've been running the project so far. So I'm not terribly surprised there. That said, the anonymity kept me away a little bit early on because typically we don't like to invest into anonymous projects because it greatly increases the chances of something going wrong or it actually being a total rug. That brings me to the final thing about the project that I really, really love. The Watcher himself keeps the project fresh and exciting and keeps you wanting to come back to the Discord because he's feeding you information very slowly in small nuggets and allowing us to speculate and guess on what things mean, and that drives the market crazy, but in general creates a ton of hype and a ton of FOMO and drives prices up. In fact, he's been referring a 10E floor for a while. I assume he's talking about either the data key that is not available today or potentially the Lucky Watcher, which is the most expensive item available in the project at the moment. But regardless, that's a huge number. And if anything in the project is worth 10E at any point, that is going to frankly change lives for some people. That equates to about $35,000 today, and all of these are things that were sold for around $300, $400, sometimes even less, and some people purchased for even lower than that on the secondary market if they were really early. So let's jump in and take a look at the units themselves. There are two classes of units today. First, we're going to take a look at the default unit, which is the Watcher, It comes in several varieties that we can see here on the website. None of them are terribly affordable today. The most useful and in demand by far right now is the Lucky Watcher, for a particular reason we're going to discuss when we get to the data keys. But the Lucky Watcher automatically enters you into all of the giveaways for a full year. So that's pretty nice in a project like this where there's a lot of surprises, and they tend to be valuable surprises. My expectation is that the elements are going to be gameplay related, but we don't know a ton about them, and they were released before I got involved in the project. The second unit that we want to take a look at is a special unit called Zero. Now, this section of the website is especially appealing. A great example of what I mean by how well designed everything in the project is. These are very limited supply. Currently, it is October 9th, and the Zero special unit is on sale right now. You can only purchase this if you owned either a black box or a Lucky Watcher. I own both, so we got a couple of them today. Later in the week, in fact, on Sunday, so the 10th, public minting is going to open up. The public gets to mint the classic edition. They look a little bit different. They're both very cool. They are both a lifetime season pass. If we scroll down right here, which in my opinion is going to be worth a ton. And this, I believe, is what the Watcher was referring to when he said this is your last chance to be early. That's the public mint of the Zero Classic Watcher, because I expect these are going to be very expensive once he announces exactly what the season pass entails. And point one to mint is incredibly reasonable for this project. Next are the flash blocks. Think about these like your in-game abilities. There's a few different types and a few different rarities that are going to be available. However, the only flash block that's on the market today is the next one called the Glitch, which is your ultimate weapon. This is also called the ISSA flash block. This has a big cooldown time, but does a ton of damage. The other flash blocks, we're going to be able to open our black boxes in a few weeks at the end of the month, and then we will see some of these, potentially learn more about what they do. But essentially there's offensive weapons, defensive abilities, as well as a few other things that you can do with flash blocks. You're going to need at least 2 of these, I believe, to play the game. And then there's the granddaddy item of them all for this project, the data key. The data key is going to be your special access to drops. They're going to give you access to the alpha version of the game. You're also going to get game tokens. This is not even available today, but it is going to be awarded to every holder of a black box. The black box currently costs about 2 Ether on the secondary market, so not cheap at all. It's typically higher than that. However, one of the special accesses was this weekend's special Zero drop, and many people have taken advantage of that already and are now selling their black boxes, which is why the price has come down a little bit. I expect it will go up again. There is also a Stellar Edition data key, which is going to be even more exclusive and include even more benefits for its holders. To get a Stellar Edition, you must be holding a black box plus a Lucky Watcher. The Lucky Watcher goes for around 7 Ether right now. So you're looking at least 8 or 9 Ether to get into a data key, or a Stellar Edition data key rather, today. I do fully believe that is going to be worthwhile. However, that is not financial advice, because this is a very expensive secondary purchase. So think about what you're doing if you want to get in. However, I am holding one of each and not considering selling at this moment. This is the very basic fundamentals of what the game is going to look like. So starts off with auto attacking. Your watcher will automatically attack the nearest unit as long as it is in range. You are then going to be able to choose when to play and where to play your flash blocks. This is where the skill will come in and the strategy, because each of the flash blocks has a cooldown, so you need to be cognizant of when you're playing them. It says here that shield automatically regenerates, which is nice. And then again, you have your glitch block or your ISSA flash block, which is your ultimate weapon. That has a much larger cooldown. And so choosing when and where to play that is likely going to decide a lot of matches. So what do you guys think about the project so far? Is anybody participating today and own any assets or planning to participate in tomorrow's drop? Let us know down in the comment section, because I want to hear if this is a game that we should continue to cover or if it's just out of everybody's price range and not all that interesting at the moment. I've also included a whole bunch of links that you want to check out. Most important, as always, is get in the Discord if you haven't already. This is where you're going to be able to track a lot of information. You're also going to see a ton of announcements first, and the Missing Watcher likes to drop hints in the general chat as well. So it's a fun community to be a part of. I've also linked the FAQ and their Twitter page. Those are both important to check out as well. A lot more details in the FAQ than I covered in this video today. And if you're not already, make sure you're following us on Twitter. Hit that like and subscribe button as well. It really helps support the channel, costs you nothing. And make sure that you're available or able to see when new videos are released, so that you don't miss anything and you can get in on the next project that explodes like the Watch.